Hi everyone, welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Happy Tuesday evening to you all. I know it's a little late that I came on here, but I wanted to cook dinner first, so I cooked the whole dinner so that after this video I can go and eat without worrying about cooking. So guys, it's been raining for the last 2 days. Hopefully by tomorrow everything will be sunny and clear again. How are you guys doing? How are these messages helping you? And thank you for the subscribers, all subscribers, and the new ones who just subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much. And guys, I want to share something with you which really caught me by surprise. And I'm just sitting here like, wow. The video I did about grief and anxiety, part 2, got about 2.5 thousand views. And I just posted that on Saturday, and here we are on Tuesday, and it's like, wow. So that let me know that these messages are helping you guys. And I also put some links on there in reference to, soothing the anxiety or minimizing it. And I'm just talking about certain little creative ways that I self-care and help myself. Because I've been talking about this for the last couple of days, because before, when this grief moment started back in 2020 and I was losing a lot of people, they were just dropping like flies. I had something that I had never had before in my life, and that was trigger moments of grief that almost felt like bipolar to me, because it would come upon me when I least expected. I'll see a picture, a tree, or something that reminded me of my mother or one of my friends who passed away. And I remember one time just seeing, when my mom passed away, because we couldn't have a funeral, we were in a shutdown, so we had a memorial service. And I had the chance to have a tree planted at her gravesite, and I did that. And I saw a picture that looked similar to that tree in a portrait in a store. And everything I had in my shopping cart, I had to push to the side and leave it, because I was so, like, I don't know, a trigger moment of grief flooded me, and I had to leave the store. And I was having a lot of that for over a year. Voice is a little hoarse. But I was having those, so I started researching and looking for ways to calm my nerves, the anxiety, because when your mental and physical health goes through a lot of stuff happens to us that we may not understand, but we can find ways to deal with it and just minimize it. So we're here on this channel to help and not to judge one another, because we all are human and things happen to us that we least expect, and we have to find effective ways to deal with them. So we're here to uplift and never to tear down, because there's enough of that in this world today. So guys, I will be sharing towards the end of the video some links that are there, and perhaps you can look at those links. And if anyone here who's listening to these messages may be going through some anxiety, some grief, etc., maybe these things might help you. I know that certain things have helped me get through them. We never get over the grief of the loss and pain and trauma, but we can get through it. And if we find effective ways to get through it, then it can help our mental and physical health and help us to keep moving forward. So guys, with that being said, I hope you all had a good day, and that if you don't hear everything that I say, more importantly, self-care on a daily basis. Make sure you're taking time out every day for yourself, whether it's an hour, 2 hours, just the self-care. Do something for you that makes you happy, that uplift your spirit and keep you in a place of peace. So the type, oh, remember, I'm not a therapist, a social worker, or a counselor, just somebody who have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, and I found creative ways to get through them that I share with you guys here. With that being said, the topic of discussion today is this worth your peace of mind? Is this worth your peace of mind? Is the topic of discussion. Drama, gossip, lies, and unnecessary arguments. Is any of these things worth your peace of mind, guys? We're not talking about disagreements, because no matter who, what, where, why, anytime you have any connections with anybody, of course disagreements and things come up. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that will affect you and traumatize your mental and physical health, like I just mentioned. Is it really worth your peace of mind? When you constantly go through everything I just mentioned, these things will definitely affect your mental and physical health, and not in a positive way. The more that you engage in these toxic situations, circumstances, the more your mental and physical health gets, what's the word I want to use? It gets like deteriorates. Because the more that you deal with it, the more it's affected in a negative way. So once again, I ask, is it really worth it? Just because someone shares your DNA, is your best friend, or someone you know forever, does not mean that you should tolerate toxic things that would affect your peace of mind. Just because this one shares DNA you grew up with way back when. And if this person is dropping toxicity at your table on a regular, more than not, is it really worth your mental health? Why do you keep giving to a situation that has nothing to give back to you? That's something I had to ask myself for a very long time. Why do I keep giving to a situation that has zero to give back to me? Why did I keep giving to situations that was never equal give and take? And more importantly, it was never going to be that. And one of the reasons, like I said, a broken way of living, a broken mindset. And when you have a broken mindset due to no fault of your own, because sometimes we grow up in an environment where we're taught certain things. And as we grow up to be adults, those things may not work with who we are and who we become. Once you see things are not the way that we've been taught, then we have to reset our mind so that it's not in a way that we think it's okay to accept toxic situations in our life. I remember having a relationship years ago with someone that just wanted things their way all the time. And a friend of mine who was going through something similar said to me, asked me why I couldn't close my eyes to something that was disturbing my spirit. And I just looked at her like, are you kidding me? I'm getting ready to end this. And it was difficult to get away from that situation. But things that, even though I wasn't healed at that time, I just knew that I was being affected with my health and a lot of other things. And that it was time to get away from this situation. When you start to see things in your life that really make you feel not just uncomfortable, but it bothers your mental and physical health. Like getting together with folks who are always bringing toxicity to the table. But nobody wants to talk about that because, because you share the same DNA, you grew up with these folks. Like I had mentioned in a video probably a week ago about being around an aunt who had an alcohol problem. And one Thanksgiving I was there, and I don't even know how she was able to cook a meal, you know. And then everywhere around the house, I would find bottles of Jack Daniels and everything else. And I was much younger back then. I think I was a teenager back then, like 19 or something. And I kept saying to the family, she needs help. You know, she needs help. Okay, we know she has this problem. She needs help. Nobody wanted to get her help. This is what I mean by a broken mindset. You know, they knew she was getting sick in and out of the hospital. Nobody wanted to get her help. When we have a broken mindset and we stay in that and not try to heal it, then we see those things as normal, which is nothing normal about these things. When you see this and you want to change and heal yourself for the better, and you start to work on yourself, and you want to be away from this like toxic environment, and the first thing I did was to set boundaries, because I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Because as you start to focus on yourself to heal your physical and mental health, you're going to have these distractions that come in. You know, people, places, circumstances, and you have to redirect all of that back to your healing. Because if you get off this path to heal, then you fall right back into those toxic circumstances and situations. And that's what was happening to me. You see, all of my life, the broken way of thinking was to put myself on a back shelf while I be subservient to everybody else in their needs and carry their burdens while I neglect everything else in my life. And that's what I did the first part of my life, because that's how I grew up thinking to be. To, be, it's okay to help other people, but to be subservient to them, where I'm carrying their burdens and needs and wants and forgetting about my wants and needs over here, neglecting everything in my life to focus on them. It took a long time for me to heal that broken way of thinking. You know, when I first started with therapy, I didn't know what to expect. None of these things come with a manual, a book of instructions. The first step was the seeing a therapist. And as I did the work, the pro and the con list, I started to realize I was an overgiver. I was subservient. Okay, now what? How do I change that? I started to go into prayer, asking God to help me, because what I realized that really triggered me the most is that at my time of need, especially when I was losing folks out of my life, losing everything, that felt like the dark night of the soul. No, I really learned who people were in my life, and at that time I saw who was there and who wasn't. And that's when I started to do the work to heal, so that I can change that broken mindset, that broken way of living, that broken behavior. And it took work, guys, a lot of work. It wasn't easy, because I kept falling back into that situation because that's all I knew. But it was not working for me. It was causing all types of health and mental health issues for me, and I had to work hard. But I didn't do it alone. With the work my therapist gave, with the prayers and asking God to help. And like I tell you guys all the time, as I took a step, 2 steps, 3, God was taking steps on my behalf, because he saw that I was doing the work and I was staying focused no matter how difficult it was. The first thing was setting boundaries. And when people started to disrespect and dismiss those boundaries, I started to cut off, block, and delete. Because what was more important, how they felt or my mental and physical health, and doing the work to heal so that I can have inner peace and move forward and take care of me, instead of being subservient to everybody else's wants and needs. And that was difficult, but I really continued to work through those things. And self-care, As I talk to you guys every single day about self-care, even if it's an hour you start off and then work your way up, it's important to have time for yourself every day, no matter how busy your schedule is, because that is, believe it or not, is working on your mental and physical health. Time out to do what helps you. Some people play the piano, so take out time to do that every day. Music, like you see, I have music, flowers, other things that help you instead of things that are toxic, because that's a everyday thing. Do things and find creative ways to heal your mental and physical health. All these things I'm talking about, if you do these persistently and persevere and consistently, it will help your mental physical health. You will slowly start to see the results of your hard labor. Nothing ventured is nothing gained. And self-care is not just doing those things. Spending time alone, meditate on things. Like I would engage in a pro and a con list. What am I bringing to the table, and what are people around me who are connected to me bringing to the table? And then I started to make some adjustments accordingly. Some of the things I do now, besides music, like recently I just brought myself this pillow because I was having hard time sleeping at night. So the pillows I had, I threw them out, and I brought like this silky soft pillow, and it helps me to sleep. Do things that help you, and I'm actually love it so much, I'm gonna go buy a second one. So, and it helps me to sleep because I was having difficulties going to sleep. Chamomile tea. This is what I'm drinking right now. I buy a box load of these things because chamomile tea helps calm anxiety, and it calms the nerves, it calms the soul. And I'm living proof of it because, like I said to you guys, I had grief-stricken moments a lot, with losing people and a whole bunch of stuff happening. Not good things at that time, and I had to find ways to get through it instead of succumbing to it. I learned how to overcome it. Prayer, asking God to show me and to help me, and as He did, I persevered and did the work, constantly with therapy, which I do today, because it's an outlet for the pain. I get to talk about what I need to work on, and my therapist, listen, and it helps. It's an outlet. Because if the pain stays stuck and stagnated, no matter what it is, whether it's trauma, whether it's grief, anxiety, then there's no outlet there, then it stays stuck within, and then you are stuck in it. So find ways to get through these things, and it will help you. Chamomile tea, as I said. Also, essential oils help, like chamomile oil, rose oils. These things help to calm anxiety. The other things, like I talked about on Saturday, which I'm going to talk about again. I probably mentioned it again yesterday. Please take a look at the links I have, because some of these, I'm going to be posting other things that I'm talking about as well to give you visuals, and you guys can decide. Right now I have the bracelets for just anxiety bracelets. And see, my mom used to talk about not the anxiety bracelets, but copper bracelets she used to wear, and she used to swear by it. It would help her with the arthritis and things. But try these anxiety bracelets and see if it works for you. Right now I also have puzzles, because the puzzles that are there, it helps with your mental health. Like if you keep your mind busy, it also helps with the anxiety and things that goes on today, that affect your mental health. Putting together puzzle pieces, as I always talk about on these videos as a metaphor. And also, just find ways that will, calm your anxiety and your grief. Little by little, So I'll be posting some more links, but in the meantime, please look at these links and decide, if this is something that you think will help you if you guys are suffering with grief, anxiety. But I know essential oils and things like that help as well. And I'll be posting some more things. So please continue to not just show up here, but look at the links and decide if any of these things are for you. Guys, do things every day to uplift your spirit, especially in this world we live in today that's full of toxicity, spending mostly on misery. And then keep your environment connection with other people on a positive. Try to be around people who are going to uplift you and not those who want to tear you down and drag you down like crabs in a barrel. People who support you. And even when you feel depressed, people who are going to be there to help you to keep moving forward if you have people like that in your life. And stay in prayer, asking God to help you as well. That's what I do. And people who want to bring toxicity around me, I set boundaries with them and keep them, at a distance so that I can stay on this journey to heal. It's important, guys, to put yourself first. And as you self-care, you start to self-love. And then eventually you feel that inner peace where you're unbothered by the noise around you. Remember, as I always say, it is better to be at a place of inner peace than broken down into pieces. That's the message today, guys. Please subscribe to the channel and invite others to do the same. And when you have a free moment, please take a look at those links. Invite others to do the same. And I'll see you guys sometime tomorrow. Not sure of the time, so please subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll talk more about these things at that time. In the meantime, go in self-care, enjoy your evening, and bye for now.